All right, are we ready? Watch this video for the last day of January. All right, we'll turn that off, sorry. January 31st, which is going to be a Wednesday. Kind of an ugly day in the SPY. We haven't seen this kind of a drop. It's not huge, and we're still nowhere even near the 20-day, so it's a very strong market. I was surprised to see it tank like this right into the day of the State of the Union, which I think is probably going to be positive. But anyway, so let's go right into the watch list. I'm not exactly like scared of the market because of that little sell-off, and we were so overbought. You know what? Let me go back to that real quick. We're so overbought that it's nice to see. If you look, I don't think the SPY's touched the 20-day since the middle of November. Look at this. So, and it's still not there, by the way. So, I mean, we definitely need to come in a little bit, and then hopefully trading will get a little bit better because there's not a lot of follow-through right now. I talked about that earlier. So what am I watching for Wednesday? PULM had a really nice 2-day run, then an inside day, then another inside day. So pretty coiled. I like to see it maybe back through two. That might retake those recent highs. VMW was on bounce watch today. No trades, but then another kind of ugly red day. Don't have any kind of spot on the chart. I'm just going to watch it for a potential low-risk setup. Let me try it again. LTBR, after gapping up, I don't know. Ugly. But at some point, this is going to bounce. I mean, certainly everyone who's long this thing from the past 4 days is underwater. So I don't love it, but at the same time, it's coming down near support right in that area that we look to buy stuff that should bounce between the 8 and the 20. But again, remember, everyone long from the last 4 days, and that's a lot of volume that's transpired over the last 4 days, is underwater, but still starting to get to the point where that recent low where it might bounce. So that one goes on bounce watch. RDFN, relatively new issue that looks like it came public on July 28th, is getting kind of pretty quickly down near recent lows. So that one goes on bounce watch. Remember, I'm looking for trades for tomorrow only. I don't hold overnight, so none of these are investment advice. I'm looking for potential setups for trades tomorrow. PE, really big volume down near support. This area between 23 and 24, nice bounce here, nice bounce here. And it's getting back down there in a hurry. And I'll show you an example in just a second of why I have these beaten up stocks on watch. DVMT is another one. 3 days down in a row. This thing was just a few sessions ago, 92 bucks. Now it's 70. So that one's certainly a good candidate for a bounce. CAPR had a nice move here. A couple days lower on almost no volume. So that one, looking for that one to turn back up. CRR, another red day today. I did call a trade in this one today. 795, and it went to 820 something, so a decent little trade in it, but it ended up closing weak. So we've got another red day, and it goes back on bounce watch tomorrow. KTOS, really nice volume today, right up to that $12 resistance. We'll see if we can get some follow through there tomorrow. And then lastly, CVO, which kind of had a strange day today, closing about where it opened, but still goes on long watch. It's still a bullish looking chart to me, especially in a weak market like this. And that's the entire list. I am going to show you real quick from today, and I'll take today's big green candle out of it. Remember, we had this is an example of why I have beaten up stocks on watch, right? WYNN, 2 big down days in a row. I actually almost grabbed this in pre-market below 160 because when this thing closed, I was thinking, man, if this goes below 160, it's a great area to hunt for a reversal. Well, unfortunately, it only got there in pre-market. I almost nibbled on it, and I didn't. So a call I did make in it, however, and let me zoom in a little bit. So when it opened, it ran up like $6 in the opening 5 minutes. To me, there's no way in that unless you're chasing. But then it put in a lower high and then a little bit of a higher high. It was just really coiled. You can kind of picture a trend line right here. I didn't call this, or actually my call on this right here was right at 166.90-ish, right at the top of this candle with about 30 cents risk. And that was because you had volume pouring in. You were very close to the potential short squeeze spot over the high of day, right? So basically, the entire day, this stays within that opening 5-minute range, right? Just coiling, starts to resolve to the upside. And I didn't feel comfortable that we were going to break the high of day and maybe squeeze until right now. And if you watch any of my videos, you know I like to be green right away. So there's no question, right? So you take a trade, you're green, then all you have to worry about is how to scale out in parts into strength. So that's why my long was 166.90-ish. And you can see what happened. It didn't come back to it. It ended up going up from there to 170.230 at its best, but a very strong move. All right, so there's an example of why I have beaten up stocks on watch. I have no idea how they'll trade the next day, but WYNN is a very good example of what I look to do so I can be green right away if it gives a setup. All right, we're going to add gappers in the pre-market to this potential list of stocks, and that should be plenty to trade. Check the description to this video. The description's down below this video on YouTube for some specials we're running in the chat room. I'm going to leave it at that. Have a great night. We'll see everybody tomorrow.